Hey kids, Flexing Teacher Weber here. I hope you're having a good day. We are sort of reaching the end point of our unit on improper fractions and mixed numbers. And what we've been looking at now is some different ways of thinking of improper fractions and mixed numbers. So what we did yesterday is we talked about how an improper fraction like 5 over 2 can also mean 5 divided by 2. And then we talked about how that might look, and we actually played with some bingo chips, and what we did is we modeled that out with bingo chips. So if we had 5 counters and we want to divide them by 2, that means take your 5 counters and see how many groups of 2 you can make. Well, there's one group of 2, there's another group of 2, and there's one left over. So if we were to express that in numbers, what would that look like? Well, one group of 2, we can get one full group of 2 and 5. We can get another full group of 2 and 5. Those are both wholes. And then we can't make another group of 2. We're left with one left over. That's our remainder of 1 out of what should have been a group of 2. So if we were to express that improper fraction as a mixed number, we would have 2 wholes and a half. So that's what we did yesterday. We were using counters to express improper fractions as division questions and then convert them to mixed numbers. I'll just do one more. So if we had 7 over 3, this is like 7 divided by 3. That's one meaning of that. And so if we wanted to show what 7 divided by 3 looks like, we'd want to know how many groups of 3 are inside of 7. So we could take 7 counters and see how many groups of 3 are in 7. Well, I count one full group of 3, I count another full group of 3, and then I'm left with one left over. So this would represent one whole group, this would represent one whole group, and this is what's left over. So 1, 1, and then we have one left over out of what should have been a group of 3. So that means the mixed number there would be 2 wholes and 1/3. That's what we were doing yesterday. We were representing those improper fractions as divisions and then modeling that out, what that division looks like. Okay, so what we did today is, I'll go back to this question. What we did today is we started talking about how I could represent this without pictures. And what we could do is we could try to find all the 1 wholes in 5 over 2. We know that 2 over 2 is 1 whole. There's another group of 2 over 2 in 5 over 2. That's also 1 whole. Now 2 plus 2 is 4, which means there's going to be 1 left over out of 2 to create that improper fraction of 5 over 2. So we have 1/2 left over. So we practice doing this without pictures, and then that's 2 wholes and a half. So if we were to do that with this one, I'll just make this go away. 7 over 3, if we wanted to represent this improper fraction as wholes and parts, we'd have 3 out of 3 for 1 whole. We'd have another 3 out of 3 for 1 whole. And we would have 1 over 3. So that would mean 1 whole plus 1 whole plus 1/3 is 2 and 1/3. The idea is to make our numerators add up to 7 and take out all the 1 whole pieces from this fraction that we can. So if we look at this one, 9 over 4, well, we have an improper fraction divided into parts of 4. If we take all the wholes out of this, I know I can make one group of 4 out of 4, which is a whole. I can make another group of 4 out of 4, which is a whole. And that adds up to 8 parts out of 4, so I would have 1 more left out of 4. And that would mean I'd have the improper fraction 2 wholes and 1 over 4. If I look at one more, 11 over 5, well, this fraction is divided into parts of 5. If I try to bring all the wholes out of this, that's 5 out of 5, or 1 whole. 5 out of 5, or 1 whole. 5 plus 5 makes 10. To get to 11, we're going to have 1 left over out of 5, which means our improper fraction will be 2 wholes and 1/5. And then the last one, 15 over 7. So I have an improper fraction where each group is divided into 7 parts. So to get the wholes out of this, I would make this 7 out of 7. And then another 7 out of 7. That gives me 14 out of 7, so I'm going to have 1 left over out of 7. This is 1 whole, this is 1 whole. We still have 1/7 left, which means our improper fraction is 2, or pardon me, our mixed number is 2 and 1 over 7. So those are a couple of the ways we looked at changing improper fractions into mixed numbers. The kids had an assignment today. It was this paper where they had to change these improper fractions to mixed numbers. Hope the video helped. That's all for now. Flexing Teacher Weber, out.